Hey, there they are. The very happy Blue Devils, as we welcome you to week number 2 of the Jim Raso Show. We're live here at the Donato Family Fun Center, live on BFA Sports. I'm Chris Lozzi with the coach. In your wildest dreams, did you ever think, sitting in that chair last week, that you would paste St. John Vianney 35-zip?
I don't know about that score. I felt we put a lot of hard work in. We were hoping we were going to get off to a good start. But very thankful. And the kids did an outstanding job. All 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams. So, we were really proud of the kids and the staff, and it was a very good win for our program to open up the season.
You get a touchdown, and then you kick the ball. They come down the field. They get 2 nice runs. They get into your territory, but then they went for a long field goal. What did that tell you as a coaching staff, that they didn't want to go for it, that they didn't believe that they were going to be able to convert?
Well, I think they were probably saying, let's put some points up on the board. I guess they had a lot of confidence in their kicker. We kind of were bending there, but we told the kids don't break. We needed to get settled in. And we came up with a big block on that field goal.
45 got in there?
Yeah, I believe it was 45. And then one of our younger players was alert enough to realize that it's a live ball, right, and picked it up and started running the other way. And that kind of flipped the field again, which was good for us.
So from my perspective in watching that game, that basically turned it all around. You got a chance, or they have a chance. They're going to get some points. They're going to get back into the game. But it was very difficult from the beginning. You could see you kind of had your way with them on both sides of the ball.
We try to preach to the kids how many times, especially on defense, besides getting the turnovers, how many times can we get off the field without giving up points? We gave up a couple plays. We said just don't give up the big one. Make them have to earn it. And we got off the field without giving up points, and then gave the offense a short field. And if you're doing that, you continue to have success that way.
Obviously, success, number 3, we'll talk about him. He put up a couple points on the board. And we'll talk about
a
few, yeah. But, again, aside from that, I asked you last week, what were you looking for? Do you think you accomplished everything you were looking for?
Overall, I thought we did a lot of good things. Was it perfect? By no means. We can always be better. And we tell the kids this, between the players and the coaches. We can always be better. And, we need to get some things cleaned up on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, yeah, we put up some points, but, we did have some missed blocks or missed opportunities there as well. And, special teams got the blocked field goal. But at the same time, we had one of our punts blocked, which that's not something.
I was told that the count was wrong.
The count was wrong.
Coach was not responsible for that.
No, by no means we're going to put that one on Coach. The kids know, and that's something we had to get cleaned up. And, hopefully it's done out of the way, and going into this week, hopefully we don't run into the same problem. I know they practice all week on it, so Coach is a perfectionist, and which that's always a good thing.
That's one of the qualities we love about him.
Absolutely.
You go to halftime, all right. You got the lead, big lead. What are you saying to your kids?
It's a brand new half. Whether we're up or down, we always tell the kids brand new half. We always try to treat the score at that point 0-0. Wanted to come out of the half and have the same kind of fire and desire coming out at halftime, even though, we had a nice little lead going. But you want to see how they're going to respond coming out at halftime. And, I thought we did pretty good.
The two-way players, any concern at all about maybe getting too much snaps at all?
We're trying to build as much depth as we possibly can. But, we tell the kids all the time, we're not just going to put guys out there if they don't know what they're doing. So that's got to come within. And we have a few key guys now that are starting to step up and being able to play a little bit more. I don't even know how much Kenny actually had to play on defense last week because we had, 2 younger guys step up back there. We had a kid, A.J. Mento, come in and he made plays all over the field, tackling guys, interception, causing fumbles, So the more guys that we can have doing that, the better team we're going to be.
And nobody got hurt.
That's always a positive thing.
You mentioned Kenny. Might as well. Kenny Smith, 5 touchdowns. 5. What was more impressive, the runs or the receptions and the runs?
A combination of both. I wanted to see where he was as a freshman. We talked about this last week. Going into his sophomore year, he made that jump. What was he going to do this year? And, it came out of the gate fast. And again, without even having to say it, and I know there was a couple articles in the papers and stuff, the first people he's going to thank is his offensive line. Those guys did an outstanding job. That experience really goes a long way with those guys up front, and I know he's going to be talking about that as well.
I would think so. And the 5 touchdowns, and we're going to hear from Kenny Smith later on in the show, but the 35-0, it's a good win, and I know you. I think as soon as you walked off the field, you were thinking about Cherokee.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk about Cherokee, and we'll also meet some of the other keys, players of the game, keys to that win, 35-0. When we come back, we're live here at DiDonato Family Fun Center. It's the Jim Raso Show here on BFA Sports.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99. I be like,
That's it. That's where we are. This is the DiDonato Family Fun Center, and we are live here in Hammonton. It's every Wednesday with Coach Jim Raso of the Hammonton Blue Devils, who are 1-0, and they'll take on Cherokee tomorrow night. Go ahead, 1-0. Go ahead. So you mentioned a couple of the standout players. No surprise that number 45 is mentioned, getting a big block on the field goal. So you want to bring him up?
Absolutely. Let's bring him up.
Joey Gillen.
How you doing?
This is getting old habit. You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Chris is fine. All right. So this was a big win for a number of reasons. First of all, we talked about it last week. You don't know what you're going to see on the field, right? So you
Right.
finally got a chance to play somebody else. It counted. You said here last week that you're going to handle the huddle. Everybody was going to be much more cohesive unit. First of all, how did you handle the huddle?
There was definitely a lot less arguments, and if there was something starting up, I was definitely the first person screaming at people, even when I made a mistake.
You scream no. No. You
Shocking.
sure?
Very shocking to hear.
Are your
Yeah.
parents here?
Yeah, they're in the back there.
Hi, Mom and Dad. How are you? Does he scream? I wonder where he gets it. Right? Anyway, no, seriously though. I mean, you're out to a big lead. Things are good, but I want to take you back to the field goal. No, you're being credited as blocking this, so if you
Right.
did get a hand on it, don't say anything. You did get a hand on it.
I more of got a body on it. I remember I went through and I was just hoping it didn't hit me anywhere below the belt, but I got lucky. It hit me right in the chest.
Right in
So
the chest?
hit in the chest, yeah.
Yeah. So that means you got some serious penetration, obviously. Did you have an idea lining up against? I guess I don't know, did you go up there in the middle?
I was in the right side A gap, so yeah, middle pretty much.
Okay, so
yeah.
was it the center that you had to get around?
Yeah, center.
All right, did you realize at some point that, hey, I got a chance here to go right down the middle?
As soon as I broke it loose, yeah, I knew I was probably gonna end up getting it, and that's what happened.
Who recovered the kick?
Ethan Peterson, I think number 4, covered the kick. We were all just standing there after I blocked it. I was pretty hyped, so I was like, you're on the sidelines or whatever. And then I realized it was a live ball. Of course, by the time I realized that Ethan's already like 15 yards down the field, I thought he was gonna go score, but he got hawked down. But
That's good stuff. You
Yeah.
got a future in this, you know that, don't you?
oh yeah,
Okay, he knows that. All right.
yes sir.
His performance, not just the X's and O's, but the intangibles. He was really a leader on Saturday. Talk about that.
Well, I could tell you this, that from a coaching aspect of it, it's nice having him out there. He leads by example in terms of making plays all over the field, and then he's also the voice out there, outspoken, in a good way. And we'll say one of the best compliments was after we had played the game, their coach had sent a message, something happened with their film, so they wanted to get a copy of our film. And in the message, he had said, Coach, number 45 was all over the field. What an outstanding player you have on your team. And, that's something to be proud about. That's something to definitely be proud about.
So it's like a parent where it's like, I'm not going to praise my kids. I'll let other people praise my kids.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
especially in his case.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Very good. Yeah.
So I don't know if you heard Coach and I talking about that. You got another big game relatively soon, like tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
And
Tomorrow.
it's Cherokee, and you take a little look at what they did last week.
Yeah, we did. We watched film today. Watched film yesterday, the day before, on their offensive defense, and I'd say we're pretty prepared for them right now. I mean, I feel like we're gonna go there, kick some butt, come home, and that'll be a night.
Finally get a home game after that too, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for that
We're on the
too.
road one more time.
Yeah.
Who?
Highland, we're away next week.
Highland.
Yeah, Highland. Yeah, I forgot about
Says
that.
so in my calendar.
Yeah, he's right.
A
Highland.
home game after 3,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
which is good though, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So who would you name as a swing captain this week if you had a choice?
Oh man, I have to give it to one of the offensive linemen. I don't know who, but I know they do everything, every play. They're just busting their butt every play to make sure little Kenny Smith over there can get the ball in the touchdown and end zone. They'd definitely be one of the linemen without a doubt. I'd probably say Medina, Christian Medina. Yeah.
Typical lineman. Nice job. Joey, good job, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. There's your guy right there, everybody. Joey Gillen. Go ahead. So when we come back, we will meet the offensive player of the game who happened to score 5 touchdowns, Kenny Smith. When we come back, we're live here at the Donato Family Fun Center on the Jim Raso Show. We're back with Kenny after this. back, everybody, to the Jim Raso Show. We're live every Wednesday here at DiDonato Family Fun Center in Hammonton. We are talking about a 35-0 win, and we hope we have a win each game to talk about here on Wednesday nights. We had our defensive player of the game, and I said to Joey when he left, I said, you know, this could be old habit. I hope to see more of you. He goes, I hope so, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Keep making plays like that, he will.
Offensively, I mean, it was just unbelievable. 5 touchdowns. Kenny Smith. You all right?
Yeah, I'm great.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, glad you can make it.
What up, Coach?
How we doing tonight?
I'm good.
So sometimes you have to realize that this is a high school football program, and right before Kenny came on, Coach said, make sure you wipe the cheese on the pizza.
Hey, man. Pizza good here. Shout out DiDonato's.
Everything's good.
There it is.
Let me do that, all right?
All right, my fault.
Hey, man, listen. One of the best games I think you've ever had, right?
Yeah.
5 scores. Where did you think things were going to go right in that game?
Where did I think things were going to go right?
Yeah. Like you can have your way with them. I can do this, I can do that.
Oh, definitely up in the middle. You know, the guys in the middle, up front, you know, got to get a credit to them. Of course, they're going to do a good job moving guys out the way, so after that, I just got to make a couple guys miss.
We talked about that, too,
Yeah.
about you are definitely going to give credit to the O-line, but,
Right.
I mean, your running was unbelievable. Do you take more pride in a running touchdown or a touchdown reception?
A running touchdown, for sure,
Why?
because I'm a running back.
Okay, I like that.
Good answer.
That's
Good
good.
answer.
The fact, though, that you're an extra threat, though, you can catch the ball out of the backfield, though, I mean, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's good to be able to catch the ball, but,
Yeah.
you know.
How was your quarterback?
Oh, it's my guy.
Yeah.
Week 2. It's my
How'd
guy.
he do?
He did great.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did you tell him that?
Yeah, of course I did.
Okay. All right. He's not much for words, folks, but the offensive player of the game, Kenny Smith, man, way to go, man. Good to see you, and we'll see you tomorrow night at Cherokee, right?
All right.
All right. When we come back, we will talk about Cherokee. Week number 2, Hammonton and the Chiefs, and it's coming up next here on DiDonato Family Fun Center's Jim Raso Show on BFA.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
I be like, shoes.
I got a funny feeling with each win they're going to get louder and louder and louder.
I sure hope so.
As we welcome you back to the Jim Raso Show, the Donato Family Fun Center in Hammonton, Chris Losey. BFA Sports, we're here every week, and We're also with you on the field, and let's talk about tomorrow night. Cherokee Chiefs, they're 1-0. They beat Winslow. I know you were thinking about it. You had a chance to look at it. Who concerns you on their side?
They're very good on the defensive side of the ball. They get after it, very sound. Their down guys do a great job in terms of slanting and pinching. And what stood out on that side of the ball, played against a lot of speed in Winslow, and for the most part did a great job containing that speed. I thought they tackled well. They might have had maybe one misplay where they hit them for a long pass. Looked like a little breakdown in coverage.
Right.
But for the most part, did a great job. Offensively, big offensive line. They're going to try to lean on you. Quarterback does a great job in terms of managing the game, and he's an outstanding runner. I think we were looking at the stats. He had 19 carries last week for them, where their running back had 23. So, he had almost as much as the running back did. So they got a nice 1-2 punch with those guys.
Might be deceptive stat, though, because that's a quarterback sometimes that has to run and being out of the pocket.
A lot of design runs, though.
Yeah?
A lot of design runs off the power read and with the keeps and stuff. So, and they probably got maybe about 40 yards just in quarterback sneaks at timely fashions because the offensive line so big just got off the ball, and they were taking Winslow off the ball pretty good.
So during the workouts this week, what did you put into the defensive game plan to see if you can counter that?
Well, I can't give that completely away.
I'm not asking you to give it up.
Most importantly, our guys about staying low and having responsibilities. Especially with an offensive line that big, you stand up out of your stance, and they'll be the first one to tell you, they're going to get taken off the ball. So we were preaching to our guys staying low and making sure whatever gap we're supposed to be responsible for, we take care of our gap.
Let's talk about your side now. The things that you did really well, and there weren't many things you didn't do well. I mean, St. John Vianney, people are going to look at that 35-0 and open the paper and they're going to say, hey, 35-0, what's wrong with St. John Vianney? There's nothing wrong with St. John Vianney. It's something really good about Hammonton. And I think you made that statement.
We played well. We did. And again, that's a great program. I have a lot of respect for that coach and that program. We did a lot of good things. We also left some stuff out there. So the key, we were just trying to clean up any little mistakes we had on the offensive side of the ball and hoping that, that can turn into more points for us.
If you can, evaluate your quarterback's performance. How did Drew look first game in Hammonton?
Very efficient. Very efficient. I thought he was a leader out there. We had a little pregame talk about what we expect out of our quarterbacks. They're supposed to be the leader in the huddle, calling a play, getting guys where they're supposed to be. And for him to step in and do what he did that first game, made some really nice throws, managed the game well in terms of not turning the ball over. That's just as important as the throws that he did make for us.
Would you consider Cherokee's defense more of a physical type or a quick type?
Combination. They got some speed and they have some power. So, what we told our offensive line, we're going to have our work cut out for us, and we're going to see where we're at coming out of the second game.
Any changes in the lineup? Any changes as to who's going to play this week? Anything you can share?
We're always trying to build depth, as we talked about.
Yep.
We're hoping a couple more guys are going to be stepping up this week. For the most part, the starting lineup should just about remain the same. And start fitting some more guys in. Guys that are proving themselves in practice, got in a little bit in that second half. And did some nice things, so that that's how it usually works. They're going to get some more playing time.
Cherokee is in a division, obviously, that is in one of the most competitive divisions in the West Jersey Football League. I mean, they play the likes of the Lenepes, and the Shawnees. They get the prep, and then you land on their schedule. I mean, this is big.
Yeah, this game's big. It's huge, and it's a great test for us. We're going to see where we're at, especially on how physical we're going to be, because they are a very physical team. And number-wise, you'll turn and look at their sidelines, they'll have 100 kids total in the program. So that, we used to scrimmage them years ago, and we always would tell our kids the same thing. You can only put 11 out there at a time, and the key is for us not to get worn down.
I want to look at the schedule from last year to this year. Are they all all the same opponents, or did you make any changes to the schedule this year?
The only difference
St.
this
John?
year is it was the opener.
Yep.
It goes in a 2-year cycle, so this will be the last year of that 2-year cycle. I know they're already starting to work on the next cycle, so we probably won't find that out until after the season gets done.
And again, Cherokee's a playoff team. Beat Williamstown in the playoffs last year rather handily. Didn't miss that many things to graduation, so they are a formidable opponent.
Oh, they're very formidable, especially at home. Historically, they've always been tough at home. It's a great environment over there, but they've always played really well at home.
It's an opportunity, though, for your guys to really shine in front of a hostile crowd, and I'm sure you're going to get the support also. Hammonton travels well. They're going to fill that bleachers on the visiting side, right?
Yeah, I told the guys today before we walked off the field, we got to be road warriors now. And we're going to see we're going into a hostile environment. You got to block all that out as best as possible. Focus on your plays. Focus on each other. And, stay together. Strength and unity. That's what's on the back of our shirts.
Saw that. Actually, results over excuses. I like that one, too. Right? All right, we'll come back. We'll wrap it up. The Jim Raso Show. We're live every Wednesday here at the Donato Family Fun Center. And hopefully we'll come back and talk about another win. But right now, this. So every time that we wrap up a show, we talk about swing captains and what we expect next week. But I'm going to throw you a curveball a little differently. So we're going to have something different. It's a brand new thing with television, and these sponsors deserve a ton of credit.
Absolutely.
And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
Absolutely.
So to that end, did you take a summer vacation this year?
I didn't.
You did not?
I did not. Last spring, yes.
Where'd you go?
During the summer, we did not go.
Okay. So I went on my first cruise. I wish I had a travel agent. And it just so happens that we have a sponsor. If I catch this, there we go. Hammonton football. That's right. And that is D'Amico Travel, everybody. So shout out to Dave D'Amico. So next time, book your trip with Dave. He's right up the street here. And a proud sponsor of Hammonton.
We used them before. Outstanding. Have all positive things to say about that.
So that's it for this week. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to everybody. We'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll be back with another win that we talk about on the Jim Raso Show. Dance it up, Kenny. Go ahead. Take us out. For the coach, I'm Chris Losey. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next Wednesday night. Don't forget, the game is tomorrow night right here on BFA at 6 o'clock. And I will be on the call filling in for Mike Gill. See you then.
All right, buddy.